Yo, what's the word, boys? Welcome back. So, UFC 304 is tomorrow, so I decided to give you guys my last minute UFC 304 predictions for the main card. But instead of RoboCop versus Leroy Duncan, I'm going to do Manel Kape versus Muhammad Mokaev because that was originally on the main card, and it's simply the better fight. Like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Drop your predictions in the comments. And I have to do this video quick because in 30 minutes, Dana White has some announcements for us. So I need to make that video too. Let's jump right into it with Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape. Very interesting fight. Of course, Muhammad Mokaev is 12-0 undefeated, whereas Manel Kape is 19-6. Both guys coming off of wins, and this is clearly a number one contenders fight, or very close to a number one contenders fight in the flyweight division. We need a new guy on the top of that division, so very interesting fight. I don't know how it's on the early prelims. It's literally on the early prelims. That is insane. This is a great fight. I'm very excited for it. I do believe both guys are a smidge overrated. Follow my TikTok. Same name is on here, but I've been preaching for, the Manel Kape title shot because I do think he beats a guy like Alessandro Pantoja, but that doesn't mean he's not overrated. He struggled, or not struggled, but it was a competitive fight against Felipe dos Santos on his debut. He won against David Dvorak. I'm not even sure if he's in the UFC anymore. Beat Odi Osborne. Okay, not the greatest wins. And then Muhammad Mokaev seems to, fight like shit, have shit performances, and then he pulls it out of the bag in the third round with some crazy submission. But I'm going to go with Manel Kape in this fight. I'm going to go with Manel Kape by second round KO. Stylistically, I do believe he gives Muhammad Mokaev trouble. Now, this video is going to be short, as I said, but I'm going to go Manel Kape by second round TKO. Second round TKO, I believe he's very dangerous in the pocket. He has a lot of power, and I'm not sure if Muhammad Mokaev is going to be able to, cut down the space, safely, I guess I could say. Manel Kape also has pretty decent takedown defense. His scrambling ability is very solid, and he has a sneaky submission game. So if Muhammad Mokaev can just chain wrestle through the 3 rounds, I can see him winning. I don't think he'll submit Manel Kape, but there's a chance. But overall, I see Manel Kape keeping this fight on the feet, not letting Muhammad Mokaev close the distance, being dangerous in the pocket with his boxing, and I think he's going to finish Manel Kape, or Muhammad Mokaev, excuse me. I think he's going to finish Muhammad Mokaev. I don't think Mokaev is going to be able to cut down that space in a safe manner, as I said, and I think he's going to get it done. I don't think Muhammad Mokaev is as good as people say, like Manel Kape, but I don't think his striking is actually as bad as people say. I will say that, but it's not on the level of Manel Kape. It is not as good in the pocket. I believe Manel Kape is arguably the most dangerous guy in the pocket in that flyweight division, alongside guys like Brandon Moreno, Steve Erceg. But stylistically, I think Manel Kape gives a lot of trouble to Muhammad Mokaev. I believe he stuffs the takedowns, I believe his scrambling ability would be good enough, and I believe inside the pocket he will finish Muhammad Mokaev as he's trying to close the distance. So, official prediction, giving Manel Kape by second round TKO. Moving up on the card, we're going to talk about Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. This is a great fight. I'm really excited for this fight. Giga starting to fight, starting to be a little bit more active, and Arnold Allen is coming back after some time away after that Movsar Evloev fight, which was very, very close. You could argue he won that fight. You really can. You could argue Arnold Allen won that fight, and then Giga Chikadze is coming back after a pretty mediocre performance against Alex Caceres. What would Arnold Allen do to Alex Caceres? I'm not too sure, but MMA math doesn't really work all too much. For Giga, I want to see him blast the kicks, blast the knees up the middle, because I do believe Arnold Allen's wrestling and grappling, his offensive wrestling and grappling, is pretty underrated. I want to see him use that in this fight because there's a clear advantage on the ground. Giga Chikadze's defensive grappling and wrestling really is not that great. His takedown defense, is really not that great. So Arnold Allen can exploit that. And I do believe Arnold Allen's actually pretty underrated. His striking is solid. His boxing is pretty tight. His power is pretty decent. I believe he can, hold his own on the feet against Giga Chikadze. I think Giga is clearly the better kickboxer. Maybe Arnold Allen's the better boxer, but there's a clear mismatch on the ground. So if Arnold Allen can get this fight to the ground, start to mix it up, use your boxing, use your kickboxing, maybe get this fight to the ground. Make Giga Chikadze think a lot. Is he gonna level change? Is he gonna back me up and use his boxing combinations? If Arnold Allen does that, if he's able to successfully get the fight to the ground over and over again, I do believe he will win this fight, and I think he is gonna win the fight. Give me Arnold Allen by decision. I was gonna go by TKO, but I'm gonna stay by decision. Excuse me, that was nasty. But for Giga, he's got to show improved takedown defense. His striking against Alex Caceres wasn't even that mind-blowing. It wasn't even that great. But for him, holy shit. I'd just be drinking water. Why am I burping like crazy? But for Giga, knees up the middle, body kicks, just kick-heavy and knee-heavy game for Giga, because that'll make Arnold Allen, think a little bit more about going for these takedowns. And if Giga can keep it on the feet, it'll be a pretty close fight. But if he cannot, I see Arnold Allen getting it done quite easily if he is able to get the fight to the ground. So give me Arnold Allen by decision. I do believe he will get the fight to the ground. Next up, I want to talk about King Green. Oh, fuck. Bobby Green versus Paddy Pimblett. This is a great fight. I like this fight a lot. Both guys were talking shit, and then at the press conference, they decided to just not talk shit. I don't know where that went, but interesting fight. I'm very back and forth. In terms of striking, I'm going to take Bobby Green all day. Good striker. Great striker. Fuck it. Great striker. Boxing is solid. He has the experience. He's coming off of that win against Jim Miller. Paddy's coming off of that win against Tony Ferguson, so nothing too impressive. Both guys beat old men pretty much. King Green's boxing's great, and I do believe he is clearly a better striker than Paddy Pimblett. Paddy's got a chin on him, though, so I don't see Bobby Green, or King Green, I should say, King Green. I don't see him finishing Paddy Pimblett, but there is a clear advantage in this fight once again. If Paddy Pimblett can get this fight to the ground, I see him winning by submission. I really do. Even though King Green has good takedown defense and his scrambling ability is solid, he has an underrated jiu-jitsu game, but if Paddy gets this fight to the ground, I see him winning by submission because I'm going to mistake this the entire video. King Green tends to give up his back a little bit too much in his fights, and Paddy, I also believe, has an underrated BJJ game. I know that's his bread and butter, but it's actually pretty damn good. So Paddy's bigger as well. Paddy's a much bigger lightweight, so that could help him in the clinch, help him get the fight to the ground. And if King Green cannot defend the takedowns, if his scrambling ability isn't up to par, and Paddy Pimblett, gets this fight to the ground, yeah, I think he gives King Green a lot of trouble. Somebody's calling me, oh well. Okay, we back. So this fight is quite easy to break down. If Bobby Green keeps it on the feet, he wins. If Paddy Pimblett gets the fight to the ground, he most likely wins. Bobby Green gives up his back too much on the ground, so if Paddy Pimblett can get it there, I could see him winning by rear naked choke, and I don't want to switch up, so I'm going to go with King Green by decision. I will believe in the takedown defense. I will believe in the scrambling ability. I'll believe in the boxing, the 1-2s, and I think he'll eke out a very close decision because I could see Paddy getting the fight to the ground, 1 or 2 times, but I'm going to go with King Green by decision. Close fight. What are the odds, by the way? Paddy's a plus 105 underdog, so that's pretty good value. But I'm going to go with King Green by decision. Next up, here we have the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world, Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes. Now, I don't want to shit on Curtis Blaydes. I think he's a really good dude. Seems like a really good dude. Great fighter. Really good fighter. But Tom Aspinall is Tom Aspinall, and he's the best heavyweight on the planet. And I think he's pretty much better everywhere. Boxing and striking is clearly Tom Aspinall. And even on the ground, man. Even on the ground, I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall. His submission game is obviously better. Curtis Blaydes hasn't had a submission in the UFC. You could literally compare what both guys did to Alexander Volkov. And when Tom Aspinall fought Volkov was better. Curtis Blaydes didn't really do much on top. And then Tom Aspinall pretty much brought him to the ground and finished him. So I believe Tom Aspinall is literally better everywhere. And I believe Tom Aspinall is going to be the one to get the fight to the ground if he wants to. You could look at Curtis Blaydes' performance against Jailton Almeida. I know he won by TKO. It was a weird KO, but he literally got taken down 9 times. So I do believe that's an area of the fight Tom Aspinall can exploit. I wouldn't be all too surprised at all if Tom Aspinall is pressuring, blasts the 1-2, backs Curtis Blaydes up against the fence, and then just goes for a takedown. And then just goes for a takedown, gets maybe on mount, blasts some ground and pound, maybe finds a submission. I'm telling you now, I would not be surprised if Tom Aspinall wins by ground and pound TKO or submission. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the fight to the ground and it's ended right there. However, I'm going to go TKO or just KO on the feet. I think he's going to back Curtis Blaydes up, and he's going to blast the 1-2, and he should finish it in the first round. Curtis Blaydes tends to freeze up against these heavy hitters. Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Sergey Pavlovich, and I believe he's going to freeze up again against Tom Aspinall. And it's not really his fault. Tom Aspinall is just the best heavyweight on the planet. Excuse me. He's better everywhere. I believe he's a better offensive grappler, better offensive wrestler, better striker, better boxer. And I'm not sure where I see Curtis Blaydes winning this fight. I don't see a path to victory. If he is to win, I just see him getting not a lucky KO, but a KO that wouldn't happen 9 times out of 10. I will stand by it. I will die on this hill. Tom Aspinall beats every heavyweight on the planet, and that is including Jon Jones. I think he can absolutely become the best heavyweight that we've ever seen. So I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall by first round KO, and he needs to go on the mic, and he needs to call out Jon Jones. Jon Jones, he needs to grab the mic from Joe Rogan. Jon Jones, or whoever's doing it. I don't even know if Joe Rogan's doing it because it's in England. Who cares? He needs to grab the mic. Jon Jones, fight me. I'm the real champion. You're ducking me. You're scared to fight me. That's what if Tom Aspinall does that, please. We need that. I've been on the Tom Aspinall hype train for so long. He needs to win this fight. If Curtis Blaydes wins. I don't hate Curtis. I like Curtis Blaydes a lot. He seems like a really good dude, but we need Tom Aspinall to win. The storyline's there with Jon Jones. The hype is there. If Tom Aspinall doesn't win this fight, I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. We're screwed. We're literally screwed. Tom Aspinall, please. Please win this fight, Tom. I'm going to get flamed on TikTok if you don't too. So give me Tom Aspinall by first round KO. I'm very confident he gets it done. Moving up to the main event, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. So I originally had Leon Edwards by decision, but there's too many holes on the feet for Belal Muhammad, or for Leon Edwards to expose. Give me Leon Edwards by round 2 TKO. I was going to go third or fourth, but I believe he gets it done early in this fight. And I just don't know what Belal presents to Leon Edwards that he hasn't seen. In the past 4-5 years, who has Leon Edwards trained for? Khamzat Chimaev on multiple occasions. Kamaru Usman on multiple occasions. And Colby Covington. What does Belal present that those guys don't? Because when you look at Kamaru Usman's just a fucking better version of Belal in pretty much every aspect of MMA. So I just don't know what Belal presents to Leon that Leon isn't ready for and that he isn't familiar with. Why are people picking Belal to win? Of course he has amazing pressure. Of course he has amazing cardio. But so does Kamaru Usman. Maybe Belal is not willing to strike with Leon as much as Kamaru did, because I do believe that's an aspect that Kamaru Usman shouldn't have really done. He struck with Leon too much, but you can even compare Leon's second fight and his third fight with Kamaru Usman. His lateral movement, his ability to hold off pressure is so much better. And on the feet, I don't even think it's that competitive. One thing I noticed is when Belal gets hit, he's very reactionary. He tends to react a lot, overextend. So if Leon, I'm telling you now, watch for this. Please, I'm telling you, watch for this in the fight. Say Leon lands a crisp jab or just a crisp strike. Look for Belal to kind of just flare his arms, be very reactionary. So I think Leon Edwards is going to set traps early in the fight against Belal Muhammad, and I do believe he's going to get it done early in that second round. This is how I see it going. Belal's going to be pressuring forward, pressuring forward. Leon's back is going to be up against the cage. Leon's going to, paw with that lead right hand out of southpaw. Paw. Almost hit him with a jab. Belal is going to overextend, and then Leon's going to throw that left straight, and he's going to rock Belal, probably sit him down, and then finish it off with some ground and pound. I don't see Belal winning this fight. And if it does go to decision, I see Leon Edwards dominating. I really do see Leon Edwards dominating this fight. I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be a competitive fight. I don't think so. And it's not because Belal isn't great. I'm very, very happy that Belal is getting his title shot. I'm extremely happy. He deserves it. He's on like a 10-fight unbeaten streak. But there's levels. There's levels to this game, and Belal simply doesn't present anything that Leon hasn't seen. So I think Leon's going to set traps early, and he's going to finish the fight on the feet. Give me Leon Edwards by round 2 TKO. Let's go over my predictions once again. So, of course, Leon by round 2 TKO. Tom Aspinall by round 1 KO. King Green by decision. I'm actually going to go with Christian Leroy Duncan in this fight. Give me third round TKO. Arnold Allen by decision. And then Manel Kape by second round TKO. Great fight card. I'm super excited for it. These are the fight cards that make me excited. Guys that actually deserve title shots are fighting for the title. None of this Cheeto Vera, Colby Covington BS. So I'm super excited. Incredible fight card. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, follow me on all socials. Link will be in this description. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.